My name is Muhammad HAZIQ bin ROHAIZAM.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is FATIN NURAISHAH binti ZAINUZZAMAN.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is ATIQAH binti YUSRI.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURSHAFINA binti ROSLI.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is HUDA binti BAKAR.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nisaa binti Mohd Azmi.
Now, I will present about the introduction of our report assignment. Halal Assurance Management System, which is HAS, was first developed in 2011 with the publication of the HAS guidelines released by JAKIM. HAS is an essential part of the halal integrity of an entity, particularly for the purposes of halal certification. Thus, the adoption of HAS policy would bring profits to the organization. First, during halal certificate validation, the system will preserve the quality of halal goods. Second, is to boost the company's internal understanding. Third, the business has a clear guidelines for practicing the halal production chain. And last but not least is to avoid any problem of non-halalness of a halal certified item. Thank you.
Now, we go to the process flow diagram hotel kitchen. First process is purchasing. Second step is receiving. And third process is storage, which is separate to three types of storage, which is frozen storage, refrigerated storage, and ambient storage. Step 4 is preparing, which have process towing, cutting, and washing. Next step is cooking, serving, and cleaning. So, we can go to the next slide for the better explanation about all these steps. First step is purchasing, which means buying process. There are three different steps. First is the initiation of an application by an approved member of staff for the procurement of product. For the example, is top chef, head bartenders, or restaurant manager. Second is to assess the point of production from which the goods are to be bought and the cost of which they are to be charged. Third is the agreement with the chosen company may be entered into by telephone for perishable goods or by with the written comprehensive contract form. The next step is receiving. In receiving step, they will get the item at the loading bay after purchase the goods. Then the buyer officer will collect the item to ensure the performance, quantity required, and price are as decided. The third step is storing. Storing is a main mechanism for maintaining quality and ensuring food protection. There are three types of storage in hotel kitchen, which is ambient storage, frozen storage, and refrigerated storage. Is frozen storage, which the safe temperature for frozen storage is -23 until -28 Celsius. For the example, that the goods that can be kept in this frozen storage is raw materials such as meat, fish, or chicken. Second is refrigerated storage. The safe temperature for refrigerated storage is 4 degrees Celsius. For the example, goods that can be saved in this storage is vegetables or fruits. Third is ambient storage. Ambient storage is referred to room temperature. It do not keep or store any products that need temperature control. The example of goods that are stored in the ambient storage is bread, noodles, and so on.
Process number 4 is preparing, which may include towing, washing, and cutting process. First is towing process. The method of towing is focused on the condition and the menu. There are three types of towing method that we are used in our hotel kitchen, which is first, defrosting in a refrigerated temperature. This is the most crucial method that we are used to defrost the chicken, meat, and seafood. Second method is towing of running water. This method we are used if there is an emergency preparation situation in the kitchen, especially for meat. And lastly, using a microwave method. Second is washing process. After towing the raw material, the workers will clean and wash all the raw material efficiently and correctly with the clean water and ensure all the dirt is removed. Lastly is cutting process. In the cutting process, we ensure to cut the ingredient of raw material with the clean equipment and utensil. Process number 5 is cooking. The cooking method creates healthy and edible food by preparing and mixing the ingredient. Besides, ensure the food is cooked at the right temperature and in the right condition. Next, process number 6 is serving. Serving is a process between cooking and eating, which is essential for serving is ensure the hygiene and protection of food division, protocol and society types. And lastly, the process number 7, cleaning. In the cleaning process, it involves the pre-rinse dishwashing step, cleaning the plate with the soap and the warm water by washing, rinsing the plate and disinfecting it. Furthermore, we must ensure to clean the kitchen, hotel area and service place, such as mopping and waste disposal.
Next, we move to plan layout. First area will be the purchasing, receiving, and storage area. The purchasing manager will collect the items at the loading bay after they purchase the raw materials and ingredients. After that, the quality assurance manager will receive the items to ensure the quality, quantity, and performance at a good level. Finally, they keep the items at the right storage and proper temperature. Second area will be cooking area, and there is a refrigerator to keep ready to cook raw material. Third area will be a dishwashing area to clean all the equipment and dry it. Fourth area will be the dining area, which the waiter will pick up the food at the service counter and serve to the customer at the dining area.
Okay, next we are going to proceed to the Halal Risk Management Plan Summary. The first HCP is the purchasing. Okay, the halal risk is halal status of raw material are not identified. And then the control mechanism. First one, the method, we will make sure the raw material have halal certificate. For the frequency, we will check every batch of purchasing raw material, and the person in charge is the procurement staff and also the halal executive. Then for the corrective action, we will reject if not identify halal certificate, halal logo and batch number. We will also change the supplier who have halal certificate only. Then for the verification, the procurement staff or the procurement officer will review all the invoice record and identify halal status from selected supplier. Then the last one for the records, we will see the invoice and halal certificate. Okay, next, the HCP number 2 is receiving. Okay, for the halal risk, during the transportation might occur cross-contamination of the raw material. Okay, for the mechanism, the method, we will separate the transportation between halal and non-halal product. Also, we will use different carrier designated only for halal product. For the frequency, we will check every receiving process. The person in charge is the halal executive, storekeeper, kitchen manager, and also the purchasing officer. Next, for the corrective action, we will obtain any supporting document for each raw material. Number 2, we will ensure the delivery process follow the SOP, which is the standard operation, and then we also reject it if occur cross-contamination during the transportation. Then, for the verification, halal executive will review the critical control point, corrective action log, and also the monitoring record. For the record, we will check the halal certificate, delivery order, purchase order, process flow of raw material, certificate of analysis, safety data sheet, return note, or disposal form.
Okay, I will continue explain about the HCP. We go to the HCP number 3 is process step of raw material storage. The halal risk for this step is mixing between halal and non-halal product in the same storage. The method for the control mechanism for this step is first, separate two storage room for halal and non-halal product, and the second one is appropriate room temperature for both storage. The frequency is every batch of the incoming raw material. Who will conduct is the storekeeper. So for the correcting action is first, ensure different road used in the kitchen for halal and non-halal product. Second is inspection storage room after receiving process. Third is check the temperature, reading frequency, and the last one is disposal raw material that contaminate with non-halal product. For the verification, storekeeper will check storage after receiving process, and for the record of incoming raw material checklist. Okay, we go to the last HAZIQ is HAZIQ number 4. It's about cutting step. The halal risk in this step is first, mixing utensils and equipment used for the halal raw material with non-halal raw material. The second one is utensil used not dedicated for halal purpose. The method for control this part is different color labeling utensil used for the halal and non-halal material. For frequency is every raw material cutting process, and who will be checked is chef and assistant chef. The corrective action we use for this step is first, provide utensil designed for halal dish. Second is discarded raw material that contaminated with non-halal utensils. For the verification, daily inspection on utensils used before start preparation. For the record, equipment and utensil hygiene record.
Thank you, that's all from us.